Lost media is a big part of Stay Up Late Productions, so I've decided it's time for another video. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you like Lost Media content, and let's jump into the video now. The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody is a teen sitcom that aired on the Disney Channel from 2005 to 2008. It ran for 3 seasons and 87 episodes, becoming one of the premier shows on the channel. Because of the show featuring many talented actors and actresses, like Brenda Song, Ryan Stepanek, Ashley Tisdale, and Phil Lewis, it was bound to spark some spin-offs. This did indeed happen when Disney started production on a show titled Arwin. Arwin was the janitor of the Sweet Life Hotel, and his character really caught on with fans. Another working title for the show was called Housebroken. It was never revealed which name the Disney Channel would go with. The show would have centered around Arwin moving in with his sister to help raise her kids, with one of these kids being played by young Selena Gomez. The pilot episode for the show was filmed in 2007 and featured different characters than the Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. Disney reviewed the episode and decided that fans would like to see a spin-off that starred Zack and Cody. Arwin was cancelled, and in September of the next year, The Sweet Life on Deck premiered. I'm not sure if Arwin would have done well, but I think it's an interesting concept. As of now, the full pilot episode is lost. All we can see of it are small clips and a promo segment. Due to the obscurity of Arwin, I'm not so sure if this pilot will ever see the light of day. Zorro is a Spanish action hero who is spectacular at fencing and rides a horse. The character has been around since 1920, and has had a number of different TV shows and movies along the way. The third animated series to feature him is The New Adventures of Zorro. The show ran for 2 seasons and 26 episodes. Throughout the show, Zorro used magic at certain points as he fought against supervillains, adding some fantasy to the storyline that took place in Spain. The New Adventures of Zorro was primarily shown on WB Kids in 1997 and 98. The show got cancelled after the 2nd season, and reruns were shown on Cartoon Network for a short time. The entire show can be viewed online in Spanish and Russian, but English dubs of Zorro have been lost for years. However, in 2004, a DVD was made containing 6 episodes in English. 2 more episodes will be later uploaded, but the other 18 haven't been seen since the late 90s. I really enjoyed Zorro growing up, usually watching the live-action movies or TV shows. In my opinion, I believe the English dub of every episode does exist, but due to the rights of the show and many other reasons, I don't believe we will ever see these episodes. Nightmare Creatures is a survival horror game that was created in 1997. The game was available on the PS1, Nintendo 64, PC, and interestingly enough, a mobile phone port was created in 2003. The game was a success, selling more than 1.5 million units. The sequel was released in 2000 and featured quite a few updates from the first game, but wasn't as fun. The first title was held in high regard, and one reviewer compared it to Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Callisto, the company who made the game, announced in 2002 that production of Nightmare Creatures 3: Angel of Darkness has begun. Set to be on the PlayStation 2, GameCube, and Xbox, the official release date was for 2003. However, Callisto went bankrupt and Ubisoft purchased the rights to Nightmare Creatures. Ubisoft said they wanted to finish the game. However, they scrapped everything Callisto had done at that point. Only minor details about the game were made public, such as a new female main character, and the setting for the game is 19th century Europe. A cool feature about the game is that the female protagonist would be followed by a pet raven that she could transform with at night into a monster. Main villain of Nightmare Creatures, Adam Crowley, was planned to make his return in this game. 2004 came around and Ubisoft said the game was not cancelled. But we never heard anything else about Nightmare Creatures 3. Low quality beta footage of the game can be seen online, but this still doesn't tell us what we want to know about the game. In 2017, a remake of Nightmare Creatures was announced by Albino Moose Games. A short trailer was released, but it wasn't much. Not many fans even heard of this, as it didn't receive much press. This year, Albino Moose Games confirmed that Nightmare Creatures has been cancelled and didn't give any particular reason. I'd say that closed the final door on Nightmare Creatures. In 2004, Disney released movies like The Emperor's New Groove, Dinosaurs, and The Incredibles. But what we didn't know is that in that same year, they began development on a movie titled Fraidy Cat. It was going to be an action comedy film and play as a satire of Alfred Hitchcock's film Noirs. The story would center around a cat named Oscar and a cockatoo named Karina. A neighborhood pet gets kidnapped and Oscar becomes the prime suspect. Now Oscar and Karina must lead their comfortable and pampered lives to find the real culprit and clear Oscar's name. This looks like it could have been a good film, but when it was presented to Disney in May of the same year, David Stanton was not impressed with what he saw, even though many present animators thought it would be a great film. Stanton said that he would not release Fraidy Cat because it would not be marketable to kids, because they do not understand Alfred Hitchcock movies. Fraidy Cat was set for release in 2009, but it's unknown how far the film actually got in production. What can be seen today is concept art and the title card for the movie. I've always been a huge fan of the 3 SpiderMan films that star Tobey Maguire and were directed by Sam Raimi. Spider-Man 1 broke records at the box office, and Spider-Man 2 did even better. The third film was poorly received by fans and critics alike, but it had great numbers, grossing more than the first 2 movies, bringing in over $890 million. A 4th installment was planned shortly after the release of Spider-Man 3. In 2008, director Sam Raimi began working on Spider-Man 4. The main cast was set to return, and the Vulture would be in the movie. Felicia Hardy was also set to appear and become Vulturess instead of Black Cat. Sony wanted to include the Lizard in this film, but this didn't fit into Raimi's plans. An interesting fact about Spider-Man 3 is that Sam Raimi did not want the main villain to be Venom. He originally wanted to make the villain Harry Osborn more of the primary focus, and Sandman. Creative restrictions like this led to Raimi being unhappy with the final cut of Spider-Man 3. Throughout production of Spider-Man 4, he wasn't satisfied with where the story was going. This led to Sony and Sam Raimi agreeing to scrap the project, with Sam saying, quote, "I don't want to make a movie that is less than great, so I think we shouldn't make this picture. Go ahead with your reboot that you've been planning anyway." No screenshots or footage of the film are available, But there is a game that was being made for the movie, and the beta was found last year. Gameplay can be seen online, but we can tell this isn't the final version of the game. The original 3 Spider-Man movies are special to me, and they're what I grew up watching, so I would have really liked to see Spider-Man 4. And I feel like us as fans deserve that movie, and that is 5 interesting pieces of lost media. Subscribe to the channel for more lost media videos like this, and until next time, stay up late productions.